We actually have spirits back at it. GMX is joining the fray, and yes, RB action too. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So we get to see the world of spirits today. And I think seeing this deck still functioning is really, really cool. Now, obviously, you know, Rainbow Bridge Bifrost kind of getting us access into our field spell, which is the stars align above the shrine, is actually very, very cool. We needed consistency upgrades to make a deck like this feel a little bit more complete. And quite honestly, I feel like we now have this. Obviously, you know, having access to, you know, more field spells is actually good. It's just, you know, we have to sculpt the extra deck now to allow for you to do this. And obviously, you know, having Demise in here, kind of be able to feed the ritual is actually kind of cool. Obviously, you know, all of the little access points that you get to having this deck be a little bit more consistent. I mean, you're still choosing to play spirits in the big 2026, but I think this is about as good of an upgrade as you're going to get. So that's actually really, really cool. Next up, we get to see, yes, the OCG just got GMX. They are finally going to be giving this deck some real chances to kind of shine on through. And obviously, the one cool thing the OCG gets in comparison to us, they have access to triple miscellaneous Ceratosaurus. I think having access to triple misc fixes this deck's problems. At least is meant to make the deck more consistent in a way that, you know, you're able to kind of feed through the lines and get a little bit better off. Obviously, you know, we're only playing the one Cylindra in here, which I think is fine. You know, we're still doing the polymerization Kaito Patara playline, which, you know, sometimes it feels like this isn't very good to include in dinosaur decks, but I don't really think you get much of a choice. I kind of feel like you have to take the good with the bad in order to, you know, kind of get the most optimized results, and I think that's about as good as it's going to get. They're also playing the one anti-GMX Final Experiment too, but I mean, I feel like this is a good card that you're kind of forced to play at the moment. Next up, we get to see, RB. You know, the RB deck is pretty similar to the way that we were choosing to play it. I think the only main concerning, interesting differences is, like, they're playing Blue Traveler, and they're also playing the Rustin Mammoth. But what is it? This card's in your hand. You can banish a Machine Link monster from your extra deck whose combined link ratings are exactly 5 to special summon this card. Which, I mean, sure. I guess we can kick out Zeno here to be able to do the thing. Also, really funny fact, I mean, like, we can actually get to the Zeno in this deck. Like, this is a really funny card that we can kind of just step on through because, you know, we're locked into, you know, what is it, our extra deck from 1500 or less. And conveniently, this gives us a boss monster to be able to work with. So, I mean, this actually could have been, and I shit you not, this could have been hidden RB support the entire time. Interesting. Next up here, we get to see, oh my god, somebody actually is playing VIP Whale with the Clown Crew deck. We memed on this card because we thought this card was, like, incredibly terrible, but somebody has willed this into existence as an actual choice for this deck. I mean, like, kudos to being able to make this card be playable, but, like, that's just incredibly funny. I guess it is extra tribute fodder for the Clown deck to be able to go through, but this list is also choosing to play the triple spell card Soul Exchange as well. This does give you the ability to rip through things on the opponent's field, which I do think is nice. As you can see, we're also doing Hydro Drive, Dragon Shenanigans, and Zena, which I don't really feel too crazy about the extra deck for this. I feel like in terms of what you've got going for you, most of your setup and all of the gas is just kind of present within the list. You know, you've made your concessions, you know where you're going. Next up is Magical Musketeers. But this is now playing things like Buio, which they actually just got, which is really funny that it took the OCG this long to finally get Buio into rotation for them to be able to play, but it's also crazy because this list is choosing to play not one, not two, but 3 Fiendsmith's Kyrie. I get that this is a little techie card, but, like, you're already playing Fiends. You're actually already playing, like, probably some of the bigger bricks that you can kind of toss into this deck, but I guess it's fine, right? Like, if you're playing a more casual approach to this game, I think having things like these be present I don't really feel like hurts this deck all that much. It's just going to come into, you know, like, holy crap, you know, we have some good decision making in here for the extra good stuff. But really, Lord of the Missing Borrows, like, interesting. Next up here, we get to see, this was really, really funny. What happens when we combine Exodia with D-Force? I had to think about this for a second. Because remember, when this thing resolves and you go to summon the unstoppable Exodia, you have to shuffle back everything else on your field. Which, I mean, is kind of funny. But at the same time, you know, what if we're deploying a plasma in here because this allows us... like, the point of this deck is, like, you get 3 tributes on the field very, very easily. So what if we just D-Force, get up the plasma up? Like, what's the opponent going to do? We also get a Break the Destiny in here. I feel like this is more of a gimmick than it really should be, but not in a bad way. This is the kind of stuff that you look at and you go, huh, you know, there are some very funny little ways to kind of bridge through and be able to do some things. Okay. Next up here, oh my god, this is Fluffle with Sacred Beast. Who comes up with this stuff? And how do you get away with it? That's crazy. We are doing 1 field spell, and then, of course, a triple Skyfire, but this is like our big opportunity. We're not even playing the Uriah in here. It's just Raviel and Haman kind of getting the job done. Obviously, you know, unleashing the Sacred Beast, this is going to be, you know, the Orchestrator is going to be your other target to be able to kind of bridge into, but that's pretty interesting, honestly, because I guess, you know, as long as, you know, the fusion stuff here is able to kind of get set up and going, obviously, you know, this is 3 level 10 monsters. It cannot be normal summon or set. I guess. I don't know, man. I run into more and more of these weird ideas that people are testing out, and it just seems like it tends to work out more or less in their favor. Next up, we get to see a new Toon FTK. I can't even say there's a new Toon FTK. Somebody found out you can Dark Eradicator Warlock in this deck, and they were like, sign me up. I want to be able to do the Dark Eradicator Warlock shenanigans. And I mean, I don't blame you, right? The more that we have seen Toons coming up with the gimmicks that you would kind of not want them to be having, it makes sense that people want to test out more of these things. Obviously, you know, we do have to play the Blue Eyes Toon Dragon because you have to be able to kind of loop on through the little fun guy here. And obviously, looping back Toon Table contents via, you know, the Evil Box is exactly what this deck wants to be doing. It's pretty incredible to me how much free advantage that the Toon deck is actually allowed to generate. I don't know why they gave this deck as much gas as they have, but I guess, man, I'll go ahead and I'll continue to just enjoy this. Next up, we have Pendulum Good Stuff. Now, OCG finally has Shade the Obscure. They're finally going to get the chance to experience, you know, all the fun things that we do, but they also have one thing that we don't. They have access to the Supreme King Starving Venom Dragon, which does feel a little bit more unfair in contrast to the things that this deck shouldn't really be allowed to get access to. It just facilitates me getting more OTK fodder, just to kind of be able to turbo on through. But I mean, let's be realistic here. I mean, you have the extra 4 Heavenly Dragons in here, and you can actually, dare I say, hard make Zark, which is already funny as it is, but this is just the era we live in. You know, with all of the massive pendulum upgrades that the OCG has in comparison to us, it makes Electromite not even really look like a viable card at this stage. I also do like, this is interesting, but I guess the more you know, but congratulations to still seeing the pendulum deck do its thing. And last but not least, we have the bugs. I've really, the smoke mosquito, all of the other little fun fancy things. Capsule Monster Chess gets to come in here. I also see we're playing the Blue Eyes White Dragon, the Phantom Beast. This is really funny because we can warp on into the metaverse to get this set up and go. We also have Giant Ballpark. You know, there is some list out here that just are too big brained for me. Seeing an insect pile with Leghool is wonderful. But please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I guys hope you guys enjoyed this little set. patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.